Hello, I'm Damon Bailey from IELTS Whiz. In this video, we're going to look at writing task 1 and what you need to do for each of the paragraphs that make up your writing task 1 report. Welcome to an introduction to writing task 1. The purpose of this lesson is to provide you with essential information about academic IELTS writing task 1 and to explain what is expected in this part of the writing module. In this lesson, we'll look at the following aspects: task requirement, the structure of the report, timing, assessment criteria, and the types of questions you'll get in writing task 1. Firstly, let's look at task requirement. In this part of the writing module, you'll have to write a report describing and summarizing an infographic, which is normally some form of chart or graph. The main focus is to describe what you see. So you should not include opinions or ideas about why something happened. You'll have to write at least 150 words. This is the minimum word count, and if you write less than this, it will affect your score. An ideal amount would be 170 to 190 words, so you are comfortably over the word count. Let's have a look at the structure of the report. My preferred structure for writing task 1 is to write 4 paragraphs. The paragraphs for the report are the introduction, an overview, details 1, and details 2. In the introduction of task 1 writing, all you need to do is paraphrase the question. You want to show that you understand the question and write the same information in your own words. The second paragraph is the overview or summary. This paragraph highlights the key features or trends in the diagram. You are looking at the overall trends rather than specific details. This is an important paragraph and you need to have it somewhere in your answer. You could put it at the end of the report, but I advise you to put it after the introduction because we are writing a report, not an essay. Paragraphs 3 and 4 are the details paragraphs. In these paragraphs, you describe and compare specific pieces of information. It's better to split the data into 2 paragraphs, as it gives you the opportunity to group the data in a logical way. So how many words should you write in each paragraph? If we were to write a report that was approximately 180 words long, we might aim for something like this. About 25 words in the introduction, about 35 words for the overview, and about 60 words for each of the details paragraphs. Exact amounts will vary depending on each question and groupings in details paragraphs. Now let's have a look at timing. It's recommended that students spend 20 minutes on task 1. This is because it's shorter than task 2. Time management is essential to make sure that you complete the report and answer all parts of the question, but also to make sure you write a sufficient number of words. So how should you use your time? We recommend that you take about 5 minutes to analyze the data and write the introduction. Then about 3 minutes to write your overview. And then we recommend you spend about 5 minutes each on both of the details paragraphs. You should aim to finish writing after about 18 minutes. So you can allow 2 minutes to read through the whole report, to check it and correct any spelling and grammar mistakes you notice. Now let's look at the assessment criteria that's used. The examiner will score your task 1 report according to 4 criteria, and each of those is worth 25% of your score. The 4 criteria are task achievement, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, and grammatical range and accuracy. Task achievement looks at how well you've answered the question and if you have addressed the question. Is there an appropriate overview? Coherence and cohesion is assessing if there is good organization of ideas and appropriate use of connecting and referencing language. Lexical resource means vocabulary. The examiner will be looking at your range of vocabulary and your accuracy, so you want to avoid spelling mistakes as much as possible. In terms of grammar, the examiner is looking for accuracy and also for you to use a range of structures, both simple and complex sentences. Now let's look at the different types of questions you might get for writing task 1. There are 7 main types of IELTS writing task 1 questions. These can be categorized as line graphs, bar charts, tables, pie charts, map diagrams, process diagrams, and mixed questions. Question types 1 to 4 are similar in the sense that they all show data or numbers. So in these types of question, we might need to describe the data, use comparison vocabulary, such as in contrast or whereas, and use change vocabulary, such as sharply increased or fluctuated. One thing to remember is that line graphs always show change over time, so we will always use change vocabulary. Whereas bar charts, tables, and pie charts sometimes show change over time. Other times, we're just comparing and contrasting. Map diagrams and process diagrams will also require some special vocabulary. And we'll look at that more closely when we do the lessons on these specific types of tasks. You will have access to lessons for all the different task types you could get for writing task 1 when you purchase the IELTS Whiz Band Score Booster online course.